telling you, you're gonna really, really like this guy. His name is Mac Rell. I'm gonna bring him on right now. Mac Rell, how you doing, brother?
Hey man, how you doing?
Huge honor to have you on the show. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. You're keeping your father's legacy alive, of course, but you're also doing your own thing too. You know what I'm saying? You got your own music and very, very talented, man. When did you, before we talk about your father and everything, when did you first get involved with rap?
Well, I've been involved in rap since I was a kid. My dad was a rapper, and I wanted to outdo him. Like, I wanted to, whatever he did in life, I wanted to outdo that myself, and I wasn't successful. But what I realized is the person that I was becoming, trying to measure up to that, it morphed me into who I am today, where I'm able to do anything. So I've been in music since I was a kid. My uncle owned a record store, one of the biggest import-outport record stores in the 90s and 2000. My uncle Arcadius Miller, he actually stopped running his record store to create an award show to give people awards. And so I've been up under him all my life, and I've been in the music game since I was about 13 or 14.
Wow. So you're a seasoned veteran yourself already.
Well, to honestly answer that, I got a lot of unprofessional music from when I was a delinquent. So I can't just make it seem like all my music is good. Like, the words may be good, the beat may be good, but there's always something missing in the mixing because of the immaturity, the premature, starting too early, not having the right mentors, having too much free time in the studio. So if I compare that to what I'm standing on today, I can't say I'm just seasoned, like I just deserve a trophy. But I will say that I'm human and I'm humble enough to recognize my growth. And if I see it, I know it, then when I'm dead and gone, people will recognize and analyze it, and then they'll compare my journey to theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%, man. You know, another thing I wanted to ask you, too, didn't, after the passing of your father, didn't Octavius raise you?
Yeah, Octavius raised me, but I was in the streets. Like, every time, my mom was in the street life, my dad was in the street life. My dad wasn't in the picture, Octavius was, so him trying to teach someone that's being self-taught was a little complicated for him because he wanted to see where I was going myself. Once he seen that I had his brother's spirit, he kept saying stuff to me, and I was just like, yeah, right, whatever. And it finally hit me when I realized that I was strong enough to represent him, my dad, my grandmother, my brothers, my sisters, represent everybody. I didn't think I was strong enough because when you don't have a dad to encourage you on your strength in anything, I mean, math, school, anything you could think of, not having that father, even if you got that uncle, the uncle's like the assistant coach. The head coach was missing. So there was always a broken ligament between the influences because uncle was maintaining his own celebrity because he was a celebrity, man. And I was in the streets. I mean, I was getting in fights, shootouts. People would come up to my uncle and be like, man, we got to kill that dude. He'd have to tell him, that's my nephew. You can't do that. Like, I was cutting up, bro. I can't tell you how many times people were trying to smoke me in real life when my uncle has to intervene. And it don't be like people want to shoot me. What it be is they want me to use my anger to scare them to do something to me. They're trying to provoke me.
Try to make you go over the line to their advantage. You got to watch out for them pitfalls in all facets of life. The snakes are everywhere. How do you cope with them?
You train them. Everybody that plays with snakes, that knows snakes, they know at some point you might have to kill the snake or the snake may try to kill you. So you train the snake to think that you're a snake too. But in reality, there's a difference between a crocodile and a snake.
Yeah, 100%.
So, moving forward, I can say that Octavius was able to continue to raise me when I accepted the fact that I was a man. Then he would talk to me like a brother. Our relationship has changed so much. It's changed from like nephew, uncle, son and dad, to like brother. He's like a brother more than an uncle, but he's my uncle. So he's always been a mentor. He's always been a motivator. And he was this way for my brothers and my sisters. It's just when you got different different moms, and you all got the same dad, and uncle can only be an uncle to so many people if you're willing. Anybody that has kids, don't be stingy with the kids, man. The kids need everybody.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And you got to, props to Octavius for doing that. He's looking out for his brother's kids, and he saw him in you. That right there is an amazing thing. When you look back at footage of your father, listen to his music and stuff like that, and reflect, do you see yourself in him as well?
Women do. Like any woman I've ever been with, if I show them him, they'll be like, "Oh, he's cute. I would have fucked him." Hey, it's funny, man. Like women always give my dad compliments and be like, "He's cute." I always show him that Jenny Jones clip of him being on TV. When I look at him, what I see someone that needs me like I needed him. He needs me to keep his name alive so he can be the last man standing, even though he's already passed on. And I needed him to teach me to be a man. And here he is teaching me, because he's teaching me no matter how complicated or how emotional things get, remember how strong I am. And when I reflect, I think about driving that tombstone to the cemetery, personally putting it in the ground. That was one of the most complicated things for me to do as a man. Not prison, not fights, not shootout. That was complicated because it was so close to death. And it was like immediate death. And then trying to put respect on it was emotional. And then I realized that if I outgrew this pain, I would be full man. This is the only thing holding me back. So moving forward, I think that my music is going to be a lot more substantial and entertaining to grown men that have to experience or endure these type of responsibilities. I think my music will motivate that person. I'm able to talk to that person that has that deep core that makes them stronger than normal. I can reach it. I know where it's at inside me. Bodybuilders have it. It tells them to push. Those marathon runners have it. It tells them to run. All of us have it. We have to trigger it, activate it, control it, and own it. And that's what I'm more about right now. I'm trying to motivate people for when I'm gone. They'll play me and be like, "Man, I can't stop playing this conversation with the murder music, radio, broadcasting. They're going to love this because I'm giving you a spiritual essence of my father, because I let him speak freely when it's time to speak." So people get offended. But how would you feel if you've been in a grave 25 years and no one came to visit you and you put everybody on and you still don't got a tombstone?
Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, I was shocked to hear the same thing about Eazy-E. His kids had to come together and do the same thing for him. But yeah, you would think that people would come together. I was just going to ask you what your relationship was like with some of the people that your father, did songs with over the years and music with.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Before I answer that, I'm gonna give you some information for the listeners. Before I even talk about my dad's friends, fuck them. I want to talk about my dad's kids. They're smart. They're beautiful. They all got beautiful skin. I analyze things, and I'm looking for comparisons. And what I realized is all of my dad's kids have an ability mentally to be creative. If they zone in, they're really detrimental to the creating board. I got a brother that is like the rawest videographer in the game. We are the party Sean. He's starting to do music. He's tight. I got another brother. He likes to travel a lot. He's always in a different place. I got another brother. He's in the military, the Marines. And this is the son of Sieg. I'm not just the only son of Sieg. I'm just one of the sons. But no one else is repping him like me. So I'm going to say I'm the son of Sieg. If you won't do it, I am. I don't care if my name's Relliano and your name is something something. Sisters and brothers, I love y'all. But our dad is the tightest dude on the West Coast. People respect him. People love him. I'm pushing him until I die. I'm representing him. I realize that he needs someone to represent him even while he's gone because he was stolen from us. I hope you're not offended by my interviews that I do and promote our father. Go to that cemetery and embrace that tombstone because it's not me doing it for clout. I'm doing it for you. I'm taking responsibility, and I'm letting the world know that the painful experience that I experienced motivated me, but this ain't to throw nothing in y'all face. I didn't ask y'all to get a tombstone. I didn't ask y'all for no money. I didn't give you time to say yes or no. I just made the move about my daddy. I don't want to talk to nobody about nothing. I just want my daddy to have a tombstone. So the same dude who made Eazy-E's tombstone, Nate Dogg's tombstone, Nipsey Hussle's tombstone, Cemetery Tim, that's his name.
Yeah. Yeah, he
made
was on the show. I didn't know he made your father's.
I just have to put that out there for my brothers and sisters because we keep having disagreements because I do interviews and I talk about this. Well, you guys had opportunity to not talk about it and you didn't talk about it. Don't think I'm rude because I'm confident. Don't think I'm disrespectful because I say it with my spine straight and my hands balled. I'm saying it with my soul. That's my daddy. He got a tombstone. I did it for y'all. That's my story. That's my claim to fame. I didn't do that for no fans. I can tell my fans about it. I can tell his fans about it. So when they see Jay Prince, they be like, Jay Prince, man, why you didn't get Sieg a tombstone? They gonna keep saying shit to him so much that Jay Prince gonna get on a plane and say, where's Sieg buried at? And pray over him. I want everybody, now back to my dad's friends. Everybody's his family first, man. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that knows the story, when you see Yuck Mouth, say, what's up, Uncle Yuck? What's up with Sieg? I'm not putting pressure on people, but let's be honest. Y'all ain't went and seen this dude in 25 years. You ain't seen him since he died. And he's not dead like that. He's influential. So if Mac Dre could stay alive, Jackie could stay alive, rapping Brown, we could keep going down the list. Why we can't keep Sieg alive? Because he died 30 days before Tupac in Vegas? Let's put some respect on his story.
Absolutely.
Let's put some. That's all, man.
It's only right. It's only fair. You know, he solidified his spot, and those of us who grew up listening to his music, Wages of Sin, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill. We know what he contributed. You know what I'm saying, and what kind of styles he was doing back then, but you guys, you lost a father. I'm terribly sorry for all of you. I lost my father 3 years ago. I know I grew up with him, but I never had that type of pain of missing out on most of your childhood without your father. How old were you when he passed?
9.
9 years old.
9 years old.
And here you are today, keeping his legacy alive. That's that make him proud. That's got to make you feel good inside to know that you're doing something positive.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't feel good until I get to sit down with my brothers. I want to sit down with my brothers like men, and I want to feel their spirit in the same room with me. But there's levels to our family. Our family is very mob oriented, and it's nothing disrespectful. But I've been putting in a lot of work before I was off the camera where you could see it. Before I was on the camera where you could see all the work I'm doing. I was doing it behind the scenes. I want my brother to be a part of the movie, but he has to contact my Uncle Arcadius and sit down with Uncle Ock. It's not one of those things where I just own everything. Seagram Records is owned by Octavius Miller. I don't own nothing from Seagram. Or I own his cars and memorabilia, stuff like that. Like, I earned that. It wasn't like I bought it. My uncle was like, here, you can have this. This is yours. He will do the same thing for my brothers. But they have to tap in with him. They have to pay homage and respect. People have the wrong perception of my uncle because he didn't go crazy with a machine gun when they killed his brother. My uncle is so smart. He's found a way to take over the West Coast twice. I'm just going to put it out there because our legacy has to be told. My uncle said, oh, y'all did that to my brother? I'm going to create a West Coast Hip-Hop Awards show, and you guys are all going to come to my show and get awarded by me because I'm going to kill you with kindness and respect and put you on a pedestal and let you know I appreciate the West Coast because I don't want y'all to be assassinated like my brother and nobody appreciates you from the West Coast. So let me give you your roses while you're alive. He has given awards to Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, and Jacka, so many different people, Lee Majors. Everybody's gotten awards, and if you haven't got an award. So, like, basically all I'm saying is he took over the West Coast with that because that's copyright and that's set in stone. That's his, right? Then the second thing that he did was he raised the son of Seed to go dominate every city that I lived in. Whatever city I was in, I dominated on all aspects of dominating. I mean, I went out, I saw, and I conquered. I came up with information. I came up with results. I kept my fan base cracking. And I did that with my uncle standing over me, guiding me like a puppet. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. I never told no one he was doing this because this is our personal relationship. So many people are shocked of this position that I have. But it came with time, effort, and energy. And if you believe your family is worth something, you need to stand up behind your family and make it worth something. That's how I feel about the Miller family.
Well, you're doing your thing, man, and you're representing. You got a movie coming out about your father. Tell us about that.
I can only say something very limited about the movie. I'm playing him in the movie. I wanted my brothers to be involved in the movie and my sisters, so that way it was a family experience. But time keeps on ticking. We have to keep the production going. There's some legal things that I can't talk about, but if anybody has any questions about the Seagram Miller true story, the Oakland Kingpin, they should contact Octavius Miller. He's working on a novelty. He's on Facebook. He's on Google. Arcadius Miller, West Coast Hip Hop Awards, CEO and founder. And he will give you some information about it. As far as people wanting to be an investor, we don't need your money. As far as people wanting to be in the movie, you'd have to contact Octavius Miller. And as far as the blogs and people that promote us, we love you. We appreciate you. The movie is coming soon, but to put some family vibe into it, to give it an essence of true family, I believe it needs more relatives involved, but that's my opinion. It's up to Uncle Octavius Miller because he's the one that wrote the story up. So that's all I can say about that movie. I don't really have the rights to speak about it.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. I definitely look forward to it. Now, next time we have Octavius on, I look forward to see what he says about it as well. How's he doing, by the way, during all this, COVID and this pandemic? Is he holding up pretty good?
Man, that dude getting younger. I mean, he's buffer than me, man. I just seen a picture with Uncle Arcadius looking buff. He's running different businesses. He's just doing what he's always done, man. He's staying alive. He's motivating me, you know. He's like the pool stick, and I'm the balls on the table, the cue ball. He's just pointing me in the right direction, and the pool table's the earth, and we're just out here taking care of business, getting everything in the corner pocket. He's doing pretty good. He has a phone book. You see our Uncle Arcadius, man, ask him what's up with that phone book. He got a book, beautiful book, motivating, stimulating. He's just a good person to have in your corner. He's a tourist.
He like you said, he believes in giving people their flowers while we're here. Last time I talked to him, man, he told me he was going to honor me at one of these upcoming West Coast Hip Hop Awards for my years covering West Coast artists, and I can't tell you how humbling that is. You know what I'm saying? Because that nobody's giving me my flowers. You know, I've been doing this since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody like that to even think of me in that type of aspect, it's just a wonderful experience, man. You know?
Well, I think it's legendary that you have this platform where people can express their experiences on the West Coast. Because if you need a tour guide playing your broadcast, a person will learn a lot because you have different let me tell you something about this show, man. You reach the people that people can't reach but don't know if they're still alive or if they're doing good. The people you be reaching, you reach people that were the people, original people. Like these new people that are out, they wouldn't have stuff to talk about to entertain the future. Because when like everybody's dead and gone and all they have is those audios and they go back and play them, these new people right now, they're not experiencing the experiences from the 90s and 2000s, the different presidents, different laws. I mean, the West Coast has been dominated by the justice system, the three strike. There's so much different things that changes the way. Man, you can get caught with a gun and get out now. Like in the 90s, you had a gun, you were going to do 7 years all the time. Life is different. So your broadcast is more gangster-like the Death Row era, for one, because it's original, it's a solid platform, and it's for the future. It's not about what people are thinking about right now. Like in the future, you know, it's going to come back when they play it. They're going to be like, whoa, man, dude, it's tight. Because that's what I did.
Means a lot.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's true, man. I went back and played your stuff. You interviewed Ock. You interviewed Yup. You interviewed a lot of people. What's the boxer's name?
I see Rock. The most recent one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a few of them, man. I appreciate that, brother. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go to a break. Let's give him this song, The Mark of the Game. And then I'm going to bring on the homie Sim from France. I know he's got a couple questions for you. Tell me about this song, though.
Oh, man, that's Uncle Arcadius. Okay, look, Uncle Ock is always like, man, you need to get that property. You need to get that property. That's all he says to me, right? And he knows damn well I got 10 cars. He like, you need to get some property. You're paying all that money to store them cars. I'm like, damn. So I tried to get some property. They wouldn't take my cash. When I finally bossed up, got my money together, tried to get a house, they said, no, we can't take your cash. What's up with your credit? I'm like, credit? What's up? I don't owe nobody. So, like, my lack of information, that lack of not having a father. And when I blame everything on the father because I know my position as a father, I have to instill what it really takes to stay alive and look fly. If I don't do it, you're going to blame everything on me because you knew if I was there, I would have taught it to you. See what I'm saying? So now I got to go through the mission of learning it from another man, another experience. And that may be good. it may teach me something about people. But this in particular song right here, the market of game, because this game, there's all types of game, but there's only one market. And if you study the market, you'll know that the only game that really matters is having land. If you don't have land, you're not even a real man. You're still growing into the man that you're supposed to be, because in order to be a free man, you got to have land. It don't matter if you black, white, ugly, fat, skinny. You got to have land to be a free man, because you own your fucking land. It's yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to bring on the homie Sin from France. If he's awake over there, let's see if he's on. Sin, you there, brother?
Yes. Hi, Scott. Hi. Can you tell us about the song Waves of Sin with the Gangsta Nip and Bushwick Bill of Seagram, and how we put Oakland on the down south map, in fact?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, when I met with Bush, I can only give you third party. When I met Bushwick Bill, he embraced me with so much love. Y'all should go check that video out. I think it's on YouTube. Mac Rell and Bushwick Bill. But he was telling me about how Sieg was coming down to Texas and controlling the studio sessions and producing songs, and how he was giving them the California vibe, and they liked the vibe so much, they was just following his lead, letting him run the show. He was ghostwriting for people. He was pushing people's projects. He was just having it his way, but he was doing it to help people. He wasn't just having his way to hurt people. He was having his way to influence people, to motivate them. He was a trendsetter. So they were all in the game. They were all doing dark music, but Sieg was OG East Oakland, dark side, the real dark side. So when he went down south, he started expressing. He's a handsome guy, but you don't know how gangster he is until he expresses it to you. So he was trying to express to them, I'm the devil. Like, that's how bad I am. Like, I'm that bad. I'm the devil. I'm the devil. Y'all got to get through me. You ain't getting through me. I'm the angel. I'm the angel God saving for last. That's how he was putting it off on that Wages of Sin. And so he brought that style of music out on a mainstream level because he was on rap a lot. So that's when dark music became popular. Because if you go back and listen to Seagram and Bushwick Bill, Gangsta Nip, all of them, you go back and listen to all of that, and then listen to them before Sieg came into the picture, they weren't that dark. Sieg let them know, man, this is what I'm standing on, in a respectful way. Excuse me.
It was a very, very dope song. Also, another song I really liked was Jack Mission with Too Much Trouble. I thought your dad's verse on that, which is real hard, man. Just flipping it.
What'd he say? Cut that down, Joe. Cut that down, Joe. Hi, come on. When it come on, he's like trying to rob somebody for their car. You talking about that song?
Yeah. Had that heavy guitar on it, man. That shit was hard.
Yeah, I know that song.
Made shit like a motherfucker. You talk about 808. Boom. But it was dope how Sin made a good point, how your dad was able to blend with cats in Texas, you know what I'm saying, and put that Oakland style on the map in other areas, and build that bridge between, Texas and Oakland and Houston.
Yeah, at the time, Scarface was really big for telling stories, and Sieg was really good at telling stories, and they collaborated many times, and I think that the collaboration created a strong connection between them two, because when I hear Scarface sometimes, I can hear the Sieg in his stories, like the Flintstones, the way Pops talked about the Flintstones, and the way Scarface would tell his stories, you could visualize everything that they were saying as they were saying it, like an author. And they just had ability to reach people, and I think that it was only magical that they connected like that. So he was a very influential person, but when I do it, and I say it, it sounds like I'm bragging. But when you do it, it sounds like it's facts. You know, people get tired of me talking about my dad because it sounds like I'm throwing it in their face when really I'm not. I'm just trying to represent my people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, and you know, who wouldn't want to hear these stories, especially if you came up in that era. You know, you know what it was. You bought those albums. You read those liner notes and listened to those songs, and you know, so I'm sure the fans really appreciate that. But I'm going to ask some questions about what you got coming up, but I think Sin's got one more question before we move on. You got one more, brother?
Yeah, well, no, and just the point that Seagram was a lyricist also, as the same way like Arcadius X in Oakland, when we think about World of the States, we can feel this the deepness in lyrics.
Yeah, very good writer. Like you said, he was writing for people when he touched down in Houston.
Hey,
natural storyteller.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give Mr. Fab his tokens while they right here. Listen, Mr. Fab is really good at some of those same qualities. So I think it's an Oakland thing to explain the situation on beat where you could feel it, but everybody can't do it in a way where it leaves you filled with information. And I think Mr. Fab is really good at doing that. So when I go from my dad's era to right now, who do I think tells the best stories? Coming out that Oakland, I think it's that Fab. I think Mr. Fab. Now, this isn't me dick riding Mr. Fab. This is just me giving him his tokens because I appreciate his creativity when he tells stories. Now, They got other people that got songs, but if you go listen to any Seagram music, he's going to give you a story, like a novelty. He's going to give you some game. And I seen Mr. Fab doing that. I can see my dad and other artists wherever I go in the Bay. He's that influential, just like how Mac Dre is. That's why I think my dad deserves to have his own wall. He deserves to have his own shirts that are being out there. He deserves to have respect because he's that dope. If anybody go see Mr. Fab and be like, Fab, man, Rell said this, he ain't gonna say I'm lying. Sieg was that influential in the game. He influenced people. He has the best stories. You know, what's up with you out there in that France, man? What you doing, Sin?
we love his music here, even in Europe, in the underground here. And that's what I thought about Arcadius X as a lyricist in Oakland, and Seagram was a lyricist too. And maybe he grew up on this type of lyricism.
Well, one thing you got to remember about Oakland is Oakland was Black Panther. It was revolutionary.
Exactly.
The smarter you was, the stronger you was. That's why they gave him crack. See, in Oakland, if you had brains, you had muscles. You were deadly. Because in Oakland is where they started exercising the real laws. They started exercising the gun law. In Oakland, Black Panther Party started exercising every law that another ethnicity was experiencing. They started experiencing them too. And so when you talk about those lyrics, they're just revolutionary, fighting for the right, the freedom in the lyrics. And Arcadius X, man, that dude he was a good dude, man. He was serious, powerful, Muslim brothers. That's Oakland. See, there's different levels to Oakland. There's a new Oakland. There's the old Oakland. There's the real Oakland. There's the fake Oakland. I know that not because my dad is from Oakland. I know that because I lived in Oakland. I lived in West Oakland. I lived in East Oakland. And every time I lived in Oakland, I lived in the hood. I lived off of Market. I lived off MacArthur. I lived by the cemetery. I've been around there in Oakland, so I know. When I speak on Oakland, I speak on Oakland like I'm from there because my family's from there. But I'm really from Sacramento, so I can speak on that too. So 9 times out of 10, my experience is I take the Oakland gang mix it with the Sacramento style, and that's my style right there. But being up under my Uncle Arcadius, you never know who he'll put you in front of, so you better be able to speak proper. So this is why I don't sound old school or new school, is because I know how to sound proper. If we're talking about something besides music, you know, like I could talk very professional, because that's how you represent yourself to seal the deal, because we doing corporate stuff over here. So people be thinking I'm off-brand because I don't always talk in slang. But at the end of the day, I'm speaking to my future me every time I do an interview. I'm not going to embarrass myself. So if I got people like you in France, y'all over there, man, start pushing my music. I got music selling in France right now. They keep sending me invoices on United Masters, CD Baby, all the distribution platforms. They tell me France love my music. Seeing what's up. Give me some of them French beats. I'm going to start speaking French on the music. Let's go. What's up?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And that's why also actions speak louder than words was fit to him perfect with Scarface Gangsta for Willie G. I made a deep impact on the Oakland streets and Houston streets at the same time. Worldwide.
Yeah, that was a hard track too. That was on Sheeg's album, Nip's album, and then the Ghetto Boys put it on probably the Uncut Dope, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Sound like Jay Prince made a lot of money off Sieg with that transaction. I wonder when he's going to start showing those royalties to our family so we can proceed to have a positive relationship like professional, strong, educated black men. Jay Prince, I hope that you're listening and understand that we are not against you and we are not upset with you. We just want to know, can we have some closure and have you go visit Sieg in the cemetery and sit down with my family like professionals? Because it sounds like you made a lot of money, but I don't think Seagram received it because we still paying for stuff over here from 24 years ago. Excuse me, no disrespect. But, actions speak louder than words, just like all them words I just said. The action is, I got the tombstone in the ground for my family. That's action over words. And anytime somebody say they love you, make sure they show you with their actions, because love is a word. And it's also an action. So if you can get the action in the word, then it's action over words. Actions speak louder than words. That's the hardest song, but Bring It On is the most influential song in Rap-A-Lot history because he produced it. He started it off and put everybody that was on Rap-A-Lot squad on that one song. Bushwick Bill said that in the interview we did.
That is probably the hardest track out the camp right there, man. That, his verse, and then, of course, Nip, aerodynamic, satanic, schizophrenic android. I mean, that whole song. I mean, you got so many
y'all like that music, that murder show. I'm going to spit something for you. This is for my people in France and my people in the U.S. and my people in Brazil. This is some of that dark side stuff. When I'm pissed, my challenges won't exist. They get dismissed from the calibers of the clips and let their chest shot at they hip, put them in critical condition within the instant. Got them seeing visions of death like the Sixes. Now they reminiscing of intermissions. Gives a fuck who living from children to women. I'm on a mission to make it stop faking. Before I got a non-motorist and blaze it. Had a whole family dodging bullets like Morpheus upon the Matrix. Got a reputation for lyrical decapitation. Plus I'm known to eat cats like I'm Asian, but I ain't Asian, I'm Haitian. I got my own body language and I'm dangerous. Say passe, they already know we coming for them faces. Hit them in that Coupe de Ville. Stripping down like polio, shaking like he got the Holy Ghost, but I'm a Muslim, so I know he don't. Assalamu alaikum, had to pop him with the thangum, then hop off on them datings, because they know that I ain't dropping no statement when I'm in interrogation, smashing through intersections, gripping on my weapon. I ain't glitching, I'm blasting if you ever disrespecting. This is for the Miller boys. This is for the killer boys. I ain't got no love for none of them Villa boys. You never visit my daddy. You not really my family. If you catch me loafing in Cali, you better try to handle me, because if not, I'm going to hit you with the slip knot. Loaded Glock, one up top. I don't care if you an old ox, roll stop. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I still got it. Man. Yeah, West Coast.
Nah, man.
West Coast.
I'm going to hit you with the slip knot. I mean, that shit was hard, though, brother. That shit was hard.
Yeah, that's that West Coast, man. Yeah, Reliano, Mac Real, shop online. I got like 30 albums out on iTunes. I still do music here and there. But really, I'm working on movies. And I'm building cars. I like cars more than music. I ain't gonna lie. but I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a builder.
Cars, huh?
Yeah, I got whips, bruh. I got whips, cars.
Wow.
I like cars. I like cars, man.
What's the oldest one you got?
I got a '68 drop top.
Oh, that's
on gold ones. I got gold ones. I got cars, bro. I don't want to get the name in all my shit so people drive me up and down looking for me. But what I will say is, I build cars. I build them. I rebuild them like high model cars. I'm doing that to my old schools. I could build a car in 30 days.
That's
a rust bucket. I paint them. I build them. I just learned how to weld, you know. And I know it's a smart ass. Somebody gonna say that dude should be a mechanic. Quit rapping. They got some mechanic rappers. They call it the mechanics. Excuse me. I'm not them. I build cars because if I don't do no real work with my hands, I'm gonna be trying to break everybody's chin everywhere I go if they ever make me feel uncomfortable. Cause I'm my own bodyguard, you know. So I ain't playing tough guy or nothing, but I know me. I know if I'm not working on something that's going to take a lot of my power being on this West Coast, I'm going to get into it with somebody and I'm going to try to knock them out. I'm going to try to see if I got it. Let me see if I got that knockout punch. And that's what I'm off. I'm still off that. No disrespect, but watch how you approach me when you approach me. Because if I feel like you're approaching me funny, I'm trying to knock you out. That's the first thing I'm doing is trying to knock you out. I don't know about these new dudes from 2021, whatever they own. I'm going to try to knock you out and take your gun from you. That's what I'm doing. I'm not the tough guy. I'm not the brave guy, but I am going to try to knock you out. I want that to be known because people got the impression that you could just approach people any kind of way you want. You can't. You can't approach me any kind of way because I'm traumatized from the streets. That's why I don't work for nobody. I work for myself. I'm my own boss. I'm my own owner. I'm not working for nobody. Only boss I got is me. And you got to be like that if you're going to be on this West Coast. You got to be humble, mature, fascinating, creative, but you got to be West Coast ready to mob and break a motherfucker's chin fast. Wow. Just like that. As fast as you are to shoot, you got to be that fast to break somebody's chin. That's some game right there on this West Coast. Them L.A. dudes, they test
you got to come with that Deontay Wilder right hand like dynamite and just pow.
Yeah, man. You have to, but if you don't do it, then you're going to be marked off because in L.A., everybody's a gangster. All the kids that were kids, they're all gangsters now. So that means if you're not ready to make an example wherever you go, then you don't need to go nowhere because you're going to be the example.
You're going to be the one, yeah. You're going to be on a video on on the fucking internet.
I wouldn't be surprised if I...
You ever think about,
I love boxing. I love boxing. I love boxing. I box now. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I box now. I got a personal trainer, man. One of my uncles been training me boxing for years. Boxing. I box, body build, lift weights. I do all that man shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on me.
Who are some of your favorite fighters?
I like Bruce Lee because I like his thought process. I like Mike Tyson because I like his handshake. Let me tell you a story real quick. I met Mike Tyson before at Magic Don Juan in Los Angeles. We was at a radio station. I didn't remember he was Mike Tyson because I never met him before. So I opened the door for this dude, and he just stabbed past me, just real aggressive, and I didn't like it. So I didn't let him in all the way. So I tried to kill him with kindness, and I went to reach for his hand, put my hand out. He shook my hand. But I'm shaking his hand to let him know, like, you got me fucked up, how you coming through the door, but my body language is saying it. He caught on to what I was saying, so he waited till I was done, and when I was done to let go of his hand, I tried to take my hand out Mike Tyson's hand. This is a true story. Yes, Lord. I tried to take my hand out his hand. This motherfucker's still holding my hand, and I can't take it out his hand. And I'm trying to, and now he's making eye contact with me. This is the only man that's ever done this to me. This true story. I'm shaking his hand, he holding my hand. So I'm trying to let go of his hand. I can't get my hand out of his hand. So then Magic Don Juan come up to me, and he say, come on, champ. He put his hand on both our hands. Come on, champ. But he's tapping me but he's saying, come on, champ, to him. And I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is he calling champ? So I didn't recognize it was Mike Tyson. 5 minutes later, we in the radio station. I realized it's Mike Tyson. So now my heart beat down my chest. Now I'm mad because I'm nervous. I'm like, fuck, I was doing that to Mike Tyson? But I realized something. Before I knew it was Mike Tyson, I didn't give a fuck who it was. My homeboy ER and Young Meta from Pomona, they left me because I got into it with Mike Tyson. Swear to God, they left me at the radio station. They didn't want no parts of it. They knew it was Mike. I didn't. But the moral of the story is I'm shaking Mike Tyson's hand. He won't let go of my hand. He finally lets go. I learned something from him. The next time a motherfucker do that to me, I'm gonna do the Mike Tyson to him with the handshake. Like, yep, I'm gonna hold your hand when you think you're gonna pull it out my hand. I'm gonna show you. Now make eye contact with me, because I wasn't making eye contact with Mike when I was shaking his hand, and he didn't like that. So what I learned was, boom, respect, seriousness, they go together. Yeah. So I realized it was Mike. Heart jump out his chest. I had to beat it back in there, and I was like, I wasn't scared 10 minutes ago. Why am I being scared now? And this video is on YouTube. If you type in Mike Tyson and Magic Don Juan, or Mike Tyson and Rell Magic Don Juan, the interview will pop up, and you'll see Mike Tyson looking buff, swole, ready to break somebody's chin. We got into it one more time.
Recently?
I had this yellow bone. No, at the radio station, back to back, because he seen I got nervous. He started fucking with me. Now he like, oh, you nervous? Oh, okay. So then I had to let him know, quit playing with me, and he liked me. That's how I met Mike Tyson. He was like, oh, you got a yellow bone with you? Oh, you pimping, huh? And I'm like, man, quit playing with me. And he was like, oh, okay. And he didn't play with me no more. I had an understanding that once I experienced this experience, I said, oh, man, I'm unstoppable.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the, most ballsy thing you can do to the baddest man on the planet. I mean, yeah, man, that's, I'm on your page right now, man. Everybody go check this out and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, Rell. Before we get out of here, I want to give you the floor, and I want to thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us and share these dope stories about yourself, about your father, and, of course, about your uncle. Shout out to Arcadius. What do you got coming up in the future we can look forward to, brother?
Besides staying in character for the movie and working on my cars, I'm going to be taking care of my family, being responsible, and growing. And whatever comes with that, that's what I'm signing up to do. I hope that this new music, Rich Off Equity Volume 1, is dripping. It's full of soft. It's just like full of like some more of that drip. It's full of that soft, that just brand new, uncut. I'm just here to just drip flavor and keep growing and show my growth and my maturity every time I express myself. I'm still traumatized from the streets, trying to be corporate, but at the same time, if Jay-Z could do it, why can't I? Everybody has traumatizations from the game, and you have to be able to make sacrifices to get away from that. So I'm going to be looking to do more music, work with more producers, work with Boston Black. I want to work with my brother, We Are the Party Sean. I want him to come in on the Seagram Miller project. He's the best videographer out the Bay. He does everybody's videos. He shot videos for Mr. Fab. He shot videos for everybody. He got his, I think, pro-exclusive YouTube. He's popping. I want to bring him in, but he has to go through Uncle. He can't go through me. Man, I'm about to cook me something to eat, man. Do some push-ups, read my Quran, bust open my Bible, and take care of my responsibilities and things like that, and just keep making good music and trying to represent myself right and be mature, because I've been in this game all my life. Now it's time to learn something else besides the game of life, learn how to market the game. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Man, huge honor. Huge honor having you on the show. I hope we can do it again in the future. And before we get out of here, I pulled another track called "The Hardest." We're gonna use that as like an outro track.
Ooh, that's got Rocket Loke on it, man. Rocket Loke, I gotta give Rocket Loke.
Hard.
Yeah, hey man, Rocket Loke is coming out that Garden Block Crip family. He's off that 29th Street Garden Block. He loves me. He respects me. He's a good brother. I feel the same way. He calls me, checks on me. I asked him to do a song with no profanity so people like you could play it. And here you are. You picked that song. I asked for him to do a song with me, no profanity, radio edit, so we can do something incredible for his legacy and mine, because he only makes hardcore music where he uses profanity and expressions. I said, don't do that this time. Hop on this. Ride with me. He hopped on. We made a hit song. He's down in Miami right now. He wants me to fly out there and do a video. So when you said The Hardest, that song right there that he's about to play, it's one of the hardest songs I've ever done, because it was hard to get Rocket Loke not to cuss. It was hard for us to figure out who was going to master the song. It was just hard. Everything about that song was just hard. So shout out to this radio broadcasting for just putting me on, putting my uncle on, putting our family on. I want to give a shout out to my homegirl Dawn. She's out of that Tacoma, Washington. She's been a solid character in my journey of helping me establish myself with my vehicles and things like that. Yeah, man. I bought a lot of cars out of there and brought them down to Cali. And the homegirl wasn't hating on me. She gave me some game, helped me get situated. So I want to give Don a shout out. I want to give you a shout out for putting me on the show. I want to give anybody that listened to this whole interview this long a shout out for supporting me. Straight up, my people in France, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's cracking with y'all. Y'all better holler at me. And anybody in Europe, UK, Lenny, you know what's up. Holler at me, bro. It's love. I'm gone.
Man, that's what's up. Honor, man. Honor. Man, we just had a hell of an interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to Mac Rell. Rest in peace to his father, Seagram. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.